What's going on, my fellow YouTubers? Hope everyone's doing well. 28th, a few days away from Halloween. Well, hope everything's going well for y'all. Well, I know this is an out of the blue, unexpected stream, but I figured, you know what? Why not do one? Because I don't really plan on doing one on Halloween unless if I get home late, because I don't want to deal with trick-or-treaters running around, so yeah. But, anyways, for whoever wants to come in and have talk about certain films, whatnot, shoot the shit. Just keep certain political stuff out of here. I don't want to get into that. The usual. Maybe talk Cowboys football. I don't know. Right now I'm just here enjoying a drink. Maybe talk fitness. I don't know. Anyways, figured I'd give it another shot, see what's going on. I know I'm not the most popular guy, but hey, it doesn't really matter to me. So, anywho, guess I'll stop the camera for right now. So, how's everyone's night going, if y'all can hear me? Yeah, I know it's a little slow, but hey, that's the stream for you. So, whoever wants to come in and shoot the shit, feel free. Sound is good? Hey, I'm glad that the sound is good, especially if the webcam is integrated into the laptop. So I guess, it's still working like it should. So that's good. Well, I guess I can bring up my recent upload, my Cowboys video about the Bears. Giving my thoughts. We'll see. And hey, what's up, CJH? Been a while. Video's good. Yeah, it could be better. The highest quality goes as high as like 720. Hey Sam, what's going on, man? And hey, congrats on your graduation, man. That's what I take it. That's what it is. So hey, proud of you. And of course, this week I finally started my new job. So, but here's the thing: even if it's decent money, I still applied for another part-time night job, and we'll see what happens if I get it, because I can definitely use it, and especially with fucking inflation, being the way it is, I gotta have another job. You're good to go. That's cool, man. Appreciate it, Poloska Bob. Or Polska Bob. Sorry if I butchered. I apologize for butchering your name if that's the case. So yeah. Yeah, I remember. Oh yeah, you got promoted. I remember that. That's great, Sam. Graduated and got promoted. Hopefully they pay you very well. Because you worked for it and earned it. So, cheers to that. Cheers to Sam. Give your shout out and congrats to Sam, Sir Spade Sam. Give him all the love you want. Polska Bob. Okay, Polska. I can't remember if I ever saw you in my streams before, but this is probably the first time. But hey, nice of you to drop by. So I got 3 people in. That's cool. Those probably might be the only 3 people I have in here, so we'll see what happens. See, you know what? Maybe I'll go ahead and let's see. Polska is Polish for Poland. Cool. That's nice, man. I'm finally out of that adult daycare prison. By the way, yeah. Sorry, man. I think I remember the pay. Even if you are in the Air Force, it's only marginally better. So, yeah. Well, anyway, Slice it. Congrats. At least you survived boot camp. You graduated. You did what you needed to do. You got the skills to survive, and there you go, my man. Excuse me. But yeah, that was I can't even remember what I was going to talk about. Damn. Was I talking about a new film? I don't even remember. Oh yeah, probably was. What is even coming out this week? Well, I know this. I did. Oh yeah, I saw Black Adam, and I have to admit, it wasn't bad. It was entertaining. I did see Halloween Ends though, so I'll say this: it's different, but I don't know if different, means good by any means. So there you have it. Yeah, this is the only Rockstar I'll drink. The Boom Whip Strawberry, and I haven't had one in a while, but I figured I'd go ahead and drink it on the stream. But I have been doing my best to kind of cut out sugar. I've been actually working out, except for the last couple of days. I had some kind of cramp on the back of my leg, so yeah. Okay, so they are all the same, huh? Okay, I didn't know if I thought maybe Air Force was maybe a little better, but not by much. But it's been a while since I read all the the E rankings. I know E1, E2, E3, E4, so it's all the same, huh? Yeah, it's my favorite one, Sam. It's to me, it's the best flavor. They did have a whipped orange, and it was all right, but it's not something I would drink. It seems like all the orange ones weren't that great. And I have tried the organic ones. Put me on. Oh, you want to come in? Okay. Hopefully we can hear you fine. Excuse me, I have to scratch my freaking nose. Okay, you want to come in? You're more than welcome to. So give me a second, Sam. Okay, I need to go back in my inbox. Okay, it was just letting me know that I'm live. Okay, make sure. Okay, alrighty. We'll get on that one. Okay, compose. Come on. Hold on. That's the subject. Here we go. Okay, Sam, the link's been sent. You should be receiving it momentarily, good sir. Or should I say, Corporal Sam? Or Lieutenant. Lieutenant Corporal. I guess you'll address that. All right. You know what? Yeah. Pumping the iron. Okay. Private? Huh. Okay, it shouldn't be private. Okay, maybe I'm reading that wrong, but hey, Liam, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. Yeah. I'm a private. Okay. Duh. Can't believe Okay. I forgot about that. I guess it starts off private, then I guess corporal, and then lieutenant, so. But hey, Liam, I've been meaning to get to your email. I've just been going through some stuff, and back when you sent that, I had something was going on with my, I felt like something was going on with my heart at the time. And I actually went to the hospital a few days later. I wanted to get checked out. Luckily, nothing was wrong with me, but maybe I was doing too much. Maybe I was doing some kind of workout at the time, and maybe I pressured my chest too much. I don't know. So But now I have to pay off that huge bill, and it's like, since I don't have insurance, it's like over $1,900 for that. So yeah. But Sam, I sent you the link if you got it. So, and no worries, man. It's cool. But yeah, this Rockstar, this whip strawberry flavor, it is dope. Okay, I'm down to one person. Hey, Sam.
Hey, what's up?
How you holding up?
It's all right, man. So whatchamacallit, like,
Just working, Liam. Just trying to survive and grind, and I'm gonna take some, and I'm trying to do my best to take things a lot more seriously now. Even with the recent job that I got, I'm gonna apply for a part-time night job. That way, I can get better finances and then get a real good place. Because of even if I have an okay pay, apparently with the money I make, I would only be able to afford like barely just close to $1,000 in terms of rent. So that's why I want to get the second job, if you know what I mean, Sam, just so I can get my chances of getting a good place for sure.
okay. So you haven't found a place yet, but you're getting there.
Well, I want to build enough financial capital to do all that, so that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, how, like, paying for rent, like, especially, well, like, I'm assuming rent is expensive in your state, but like rent just almost in any state, it's just expensive. I know it's like, if I found a 1-bedroom place over in Albuquerque, with the kitchen, with a decent sized kitchen and decent sized living room, it would be $700 a month. Not super small. Like if I found like a condo, probably 500, maybe 400 if I'm lucky. Like a studio, but yeah.
Yeah, the studios around here, we're lucky if they're barely just over $1,000. So yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just being alive is expensive. That's why, like, I kind of wish I stayed with my mom when I was younger. Like I would have saved a lot more money.
It's been a while. Hopefully you're doing well. And hey, Steven, if you want to come in, you're more than welcome to. It's been a while since I've seen you. That'd be over grand. Yeah. Okay, I understand, Steven. Hopefully you're still doing well in Florida. Been a while since I've seen you, Adam. Hopefully everything's going well for you. But yeah. Anyways, you were saying, Sam, you said we were talking about rent prices.
Oh yeah, just like renting in general is like super expensive. Like the best move nowadays is like actually trying to like pay payments on a house rather than renting, because you're pretty much paying the same thing, if not a little more money whenever you're trying to buy the house. But it's all in a matter of like how much you're making. And like, okay, so there's only one benefit of being in the military, even though your money is taken away for the housing. It's not a lot of money taken out of your paycheck. So and I get to go from like place to place, even though the pay is not that bad. So So remember how I said the pay is shit? Mm-hmm. It is shit, but how much money I save, I'm pretty much saving more money than what I did before whenever I was like on the civilian side. Even though I made more money on the civilian side.
Okay. All right, Steven. I wish I had a better way to contact you, because I'm a little hesitant to put the link in the chat. But here, I'm gonna just hurry up and get in there, Steven, if you want to pop in. But you were saying, what was the benefit? I'm sorry, I feel like I'm doing this. You said there was a benefit of the even if it's a low shit pay in the military. You said the housing was
like, okay, even though like living quarters aren't like all that great and bougie, like it's like still a roof over your head, running water, and you don't even pay for the bill.
Hey, Steven.
Yo, what's up, Steven?
What's up? How you doing? How you guys doing tonight?
Doing all right, man. I'm alive, and I got all my limbs.
That's all you can ask for.
No, sometimes You have a
Huh?
bad day, and then you just gotta appreciate what you have, you know?
Oh no, any
Yeah,
day I'm
exactly.
breathing and walking, that's a good day. Thank
Yeah.
God. There's just shitty moments. That's all I think. Good days, but shitty moments. Those are my
Exactly.
vibes. But over here, just chilling. You know, just not much going on. What are you guys talking about?
Oh no, I was like, so me and Scotty were like talking about like how
Mhm.
like living costs and all that stuff
Yeah,
while I
that's
was
what
like
I'm talking about.
while
Like
I was
rent and that kind of thing.
yeah,
Yes.
like how expensive rent is, and then like you're
Mhm.
pretty much better off like putting payments like on a house because you're pretty much paying the same amount as rent, if not a little bit more, but it's like really worth it because you're just throwing away money when you're
Okay.
renting. And I was like going into that saying that like me being in the military, even though the pay is like kind of crappy, I get to save a lot more money than what I did even on the civilian side because like I'm not spending that much money on bills. I'm not spending that much money on cost of living.
Okay. So the military has that benefit.
Yes, pretty much. But like, say if you're making all kinds of money on the civilian side, pretty much just stick to the civilian side. Like, it takes a while to earn a decent amount of money in the military unless you like become an officer, like
Yeah.
from the get go.
Are you still in the military?
Oh no, no, like I literally just started. Like I haven't been in it for a
Oh,
minute.
okay.
Yeah, I've
Well,
literally.
on a side note, before I get into my questions, my hat's off to you. Congrats for serving and all that. I appreciate that.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
But okay, so you just joined.
So I joined. Okay, so technically I started like
Mm-hmm.
during the beginning of May,
Okay.
and like whenever you're trying to join and like there's like a recruiting process, it could
Hmm.
either take 2 weeks, it could take months, it could take a few years.
Wow.
And yeah, like there's like those rare cases, but
Right.
I wasn't that case. It only took me like 2 months, which was still a while compared to other people. But
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, like okay, so you know how like in those like military movies, like you see the boot camps and all that stuff.
Yeah.
What they don't show you is whenever before the boot camp, there's a thing called reception, and you're not even like being trained. You're just like in reception, like you're just in processing and all that stuff. Like you're doing your medical, you're getting your briefs, and like you're getting like a few training classes and a few introductions and all that other
So
stuff.
it's almost like an orientation before being trained, kind of is what I'm getting the vibe of over there.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Like they want to make sure that you're mentally and physically fit to perform it.
Right, to make
That goes
sure
on.
that that everything's cleared and all
Mhm.
that kind of thing. To make
And that
sure
you.
if you, huh?
I was gonna say they probably want to make sure that everything on your application. I'm sure they've done this, but they want to make sure everything's
Right.
truth and accurate on your
Yeah.
application.
That makes sense. I get that.
Well,
How
okay.
long are you in recession right? I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce it. Are you in that right now,
Reception.
or are you in
Okay.
training?
Okay, so I'm actually done with training, and technically I am in reception, but not like before boot camp because
Okay.
I already finished boot camp and I already finished um AIT, which is like the job school for
Right.
whatever MOS, with military occupational specialty. That's what it is. Because you
Okay.
got the mechanics, you got the electricians, you got the infantrymen, which are like the guys with the guns breaking down doors, yada yada. Um,
Yeah.
Dang it, where was I going with this? Oh yeah, the reception. So like it's like getting your medical stuff done and seeing if you're physically fit, physically and mentally fit. That's what MEPS is
Yeah.
for before you're even like being processed over at your boot camp over
Just
at
to
like
make sure that you're ready to go for more training and to be more in, just to make sure that if there's any mental issues or physical issues, that's the kind of thing that they have you guys waiting for.
pretty much.
Okay.
That's more what MEPS is for
Yeah,
because
that's
I
what.
swear it's like interrogation on interrogation because they want to see if you're not crazy or psycho or that you want to kill yourself, all that stuff.
Right. That's important to know, because they want to make sure that able-bodied people. Do you find it to be? Let me ask you a question, just personally. Are they like excessive about it, or is it like because you said like that you could like wait years and years.
That's okay. Rare cases is where you're waiting years to be finally processed and sent to basic training.
Ah,
To be
okay.
finally sent, yeah. Like you'll be with your recruiter. Like I swear, like your recruiter probably won't. You'll be lucky if your recruiter's still working with you for years and years just to get you in.
Yeah.
But
Mm-hmm.
where was I going with this? Oh yeah, like over at reception, they just do more. They just do the additional medical stuff because like
Right.
over at MEPS, whenever they do psychological evaluations, physical evaluations, that's to make sure before like the army spends more money, like on the plane tickets sending you out because like the army's cheap as possible. Yes, they spend money, but they try to be as cheap as possible too. That's why they pick the cheapest flights for you.
Oh man, that kind of sucks. That
I was going to ask, how's the medical care? Has it improved any, or has it pretty much been the same way for the past 40, 50 years?
So the medical care, that's actually still covered. They actually still pay for that. That doesn't come out of your pocket. That's actually like there's still benefits of being in the military, like college, but it's not like
they pay for your college, right?
Do what?
They pay for your college, I would imagine, if I'm not mistaken.
Not like 100%. Oh, join college and they pay for everything. Like you want to do as much college as possible. But they pay a good amount for. Okay, say if you're just a civilian and you're just trying to get some normal scholarships just to kind of help with you. The military, depending on whatever branch, like you just like go to the education support. I forget what it is, but you just go like to. It's something education.
It's like a help desk at the military to answer any questions regarding that. Oh, I've just been chilling, Liam. You know, not much. Doing 31 Days of Horror, that kind of thing.
Because of Halloween, yeah.
Yeah, but you were saying, Spade.
Oh yeah, but the thing about college and the military is that like you only get so much help with it that you actually still have to apply for scholarships as if you were like a normal person.
Right.
Or civilian, I should say. My bad, but and you'll have tuition assistance, and you don't have to use the GI Bill for tuition assistance. And the GI Bill, like you could use it, like say if you're in it for long enough, like you could use it for your spouse or a child and just give it to them. But since I'm single and I might have trouble paying for my tuition, I just might have to use it for myself.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, that'd be a good backup plan to have.
Yeah.
But like, how long does the medical and college, like let's say that when you're done with your like tour or you're done enlisting, do they still cover you when you leave? And how long do they do that if possible?
Okay, so it depends on how long you've been in.
Right.
And like there's this thing called the VA loans, and like they can help you with medical, and honestly like I'm not a subject matter expert on it, but like okay, so what I know a little bit more about is like the college thing. Say if you did like so many years and like they're gonna like support you like even more on the college tuition thing. Medical, whenever you're outside, I don't know too much. Maybe it depends if it's service related. Say if you got a blown out knee, you're going to be receiving a check for that. You got PTSD and it's affecting you like getting employment. You'll be lucky if you'll get a check for that. It just depends. Some people will have like the same issues. It's just like a kind of like a game of chance when it comes to like certain damages, mental or physical.
Well, that doesn't seem fair. If someone has PTSD, they should help with that.
Yeah. It really does suck for some, and then some they get to reap the benefits.
Yeah.
It's a cruel world. What can I say?
It is what it is. It is what it is. But are you enjoying it so far?
Well,
even though you're in reception.
Well, okay, like it's all right. Like okay, so during basic training in AIT, I hated it, but not entirely. The only thing I really hate is just Not so much of living with the other people because you're gonna do that regardless.
Yeah, I'm
Whenever
sure there's
you're
barracks where you have to sleep with other people that you may or may not like, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, most definitely. But what I did enjoy was some of the training, which was like the physical exercises, whether it's stressful or not. And what else? Oh yeah, the rifle marksmanship. That was my favorite because
So like
I
the
did pretty
shooting range,
decent.
but with rifles.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
that's
with the
cool.
M4s.
That's cool. Um, man, I'm gonna be straight with you. I've been to the shooting range, but I'm gonna tell you something. I must be a wimp or something because I find a Glock to be heavier. Like I'm not good with guns at all. So is the assault rifle as heavy as it sounds or
It's n- I don't know. It's not heavy to me,
right?
but I'll be straight up with you. Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't really consider myself a wimp, but I remember shooting the M4 like the first few times, and I never shot an assault rifle in my life
Mm-hmm.
or any rifle.
Yeah.
But I shot a few times. Okay, like it kind of kicked a little bit, like it kind of gave me a little pain. But then I remember shooting like the whole magazine, and oh my gosh, like my shoulder like was hurting so bad. But then like after like those 1 or 2 days of it hurting from me shooting it, you just end up getting used to it, and it's nothing. I just had to get like
It's crazy how people can get. It's crazy how the body can adjust to something like that, like a heavy metal, on your shoulder or pushing against your shoulder like that. That's kind of crazy to think of. So now it's like it's like chill for you basically. Well, I don't want to say that. That sounds ignorant of me, but it's like it it doesn't. It feels more comfortable essentially.
yes, for the most part. But then
Okay.
again, I'm like whenever I go try to do like RM again, rifle marksmanship, and if I
Mm-hmm.
go shoot an M4, I'm probably not used to it again because it's been so long since I shot a weapon. Because like so, it's just all like a matter of how often you do it. Same thing with
Right.
that. Same thing with exercise. Like how I look at it, I don't know.
Yeah, it's the same thing
Um,
with anything. The more practice you have at it, the better your body adjusts to it. The less you have with it, it's like it's almost new to it, kind of deal.
Yeah, I remember when I first time I shot a shotgun like years back. I can kind of feel how it can kick back, especially
Yeah.
with the shoulder. But and it's been a while. But I remember I was able to somewhat adjust to it at the time. But it's been years since I've shot one. But it all
Right.
depends on if you're able to if your body can physically handle it. It depends on what kind of conditioning and shape you're in. It all depends.
Yeah, that also goes into it. I
That factor definitely falls in. So
I imagine that you'd have to have like a lot of good shoulder strength in order to like deal with like heavier weapons like that, which for me would suck because this is like a limp noodle as far as I'm concerned. So I don't know,
so
but
okay.
yeah.
Um, so the M4A1, it's not super heavy. It's literally probably 8 to 12 pounds.
Oh wait, really?
Yeah, like, it's not technically an assault rifle. It's a carbine, but people think it's an
Oh,
assault rifle. But hey, like,
I'm
I
gonna
don't.
be honest with
I,
you. I kind of thought that too, but I don't know a lot about guns.
me neither. It's just what I'm trained, honestly,
Right.
because we call it a rifle. We get chewed out by the drill sergeants for it. But to go on about the M4, it's not too heavy. Like I've actually held pistols that were like probably 1 pound, like one pound like lighter than it, and it was kind of heavy. But like I'm just naturally inclined to like shoot decent. Like I've always loved shooting weapons,
Okay.
so that's why I did like better than most people in my battery. I'm not the
Right.
best. I wasn't the best shot, but I was one of the best, which was pretty crazy.
Well, that's an
Like,
achievement, that's for sure.
yeah, it takes
So
a
you
little bit
would
of
say
time
that
to
that
adjust.
was the best part was the range. Sorry to cut you off, Scotty.
yeah, the best part was the range for me. Yeah, that was actually my favorite part. My second favorite part was just like, so I'm not sure if you've like looked up like, joining the army and like if you ever seen like red phase. Red phase, even though it's the hardest phase, it was like my favorite fitness wise just because like of how many push-ups I was able to do. And then whenever you
Mm-hmm.
phase up in basic training, they're kind of go easy on you, but I was like in less shape. It's like I kind of missed that hardcore part of basic training.
You really embraced the physical side of things for sure, didn't you, Sam?
Oh yeah.
Especially since I know you really like to work out. I saw that in your videos. You really were doing those military presses and just preparing yourself physically and mentally to the best of your ability. So I can understand how you were able to tolerate it, even if there was some intense training going on. I can imagine that factor going into that type of.
So, from what I'm gathering, you really like the most physically interactive parts, which sounds like a lot of fun, actually. So yeah. So wait, if you don't mind me asking, like, where are you stationed right now?
Fort Bragg, North Carolina.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's
North Carolina.
Fort Bragg.
What's the weather like there right now?
What's it like there?
Yeah, the weather.
Okay, so right now it's a little chilly. Even during like the afternoon, it was a little chilly. I just did not like being outside after I was like done with the day. But other than that, it's all right. Like I'm not even like okay. So like typically, it was actually hot. Like the weather's a little bipolar. I'm pretty sure that's
in Florida. Trust me, the weather's always bipolar. Usually on the angry side. So I know what you're feeling right there.
Yeah, I'm on the East Coast, but like I'm from New Mexico and the weather's bipolar over there. I think like any state weather's bipolar, it just depends on the day, really. But okay, like you know how like soldiers are meant to be like, you know, in physical shape and whatnot?
Yeah.
What I'm starting to like realize is during reception, that's not their biggest focus. It's just paperwork. We're trying to get you in processed and all that stuff, all your like admin BS. Like that's what the main
administration junk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all the other stuff.
It can take, like you say, it can take weeks. So I know the feeling behind that. It took a while for this job that I got. It took a few weeks, even though it sounded like they wanted to get me in early, but I didn't really start till this week. So
yeah, I'm starting to realize getting into anything, it's gonna take a lot of paperwork. Okay, so like, so basic training and AIT. There's this thing called like the whole battle buddy system. You always need someone around you. I hated it.
Partner.
Pretty much. It had to be the same. Okay, so over in AIT, it had to be a battle buddy of the same gender/sex. But over at basic training, if it's like opposite gender, it has to be 2 females, 1 male, or 2 males and 1 female. Like if quote unquote proper battle buddy team. It can't be male and female, and that's a battle buddy team. Like that's just like, you know, wrong, right, according to TRADOC, which is whenever like you're a soldier in training.
So in order to have a battle buddy of 2 different genders, you need to have 2 of the same, and then it's okay if one's different?
Yeah, pretty much. Okay. Over at basic. But like over at AIT, they expect you only to have a battle buddy of the same sex. But of the same gender, same gender. But sometimes there are exceptions if you cannot find a same gender battle buddy. Like if it's just like a kind of like an emergency moment, like, hey, just grab 2 females just to go somewhere, because you can't go anywhere without a battle buddy. It's stupid. You can't go downstairs without a battle buddy. You have to go to the washing machines with the battle buddy. But now that I'm like in the real army, like I don't have to like do that anymore.
That seems a little odd. Like, could you even like go to the bathroom without telling your battle buddy you're going to the bathroom?
Okay, so yes and no. What? So whenever you're in public areas, yes, you need a battle buddy waiting outside for you. Outside the bathroom, but like when it comes to the barracks area where there's bathrooms, no, you don't need a battle buddy in the bathrooms when it comes to the barracks, because they're just right there.
Right.
Might as well call it the buddy system.
About that though, back when it was more like, back when you're saying it was more strict with the battle buddies, because it seems a little redundant to have them everywhere. But what do you think?
So it is redundant, but it's like for like the protection of you, like for yourself, because like
I get that.
Because like a witness, an eyewitness, or like someone to vouch for you whenever something happened.
Actually, you know what? That does make sense. Yeah, because you never know if there's like a bad situation, or maybe you're caught up in there and they need someone to vouch for you, back you up, or something like that. I get that actually.
Because like, okay, it's not required for like, okay, NCOs or like, which are like the sergeants,
Mm-hmm.
um, sergeants and drill sergeants. They're not required to have battle buddies, but they do it just in case for their own protection too. Because there's like this
Right.
like sexual harassment program called Sharp, and it's a whole big old thing when you're in TRADOC. It's yeah.
Is it common?
Okay, it's it is and it isn't, and it's like there's also like a whole nother thing of like misusing the program, like weaponizing it, like oh if, like even males do it to females, which it's like it's absurd that anyone like does like false accusations. Yeah, there is that type of stuff. Um,
Is that why this new buddy system might be necessary to maybe have them watch your back in case if you get falsely accused and maybe this person could say
Yeah, because
pretty much. I think like also in the real army you need a battle buddy too whenever like you're out there being deployed, because like yo like where's this guy, so like I
yeah, to
could
watch
see
your
why
back.
that's also I could see why that's also necessary. But like whenever you're just like trying to do your thing and you're trying to do your own stuff and you always need someone and sometimes they're not willing and you really need a battle buddy that bad, it gets hard sometimes.
Did you like your battle buddy?
There were battle buddies that I liked, and there were battle buddies I didn't like. Nonetheless, I needed that battle buddy.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
because
No, I was just asking, and just out of curiosity.
yeah, even if it's someone you're not a fan of, you that
You
person's
do
gonna
need them,
attack
though.
you.
That is correct.
You're
Yeah.
gonna need them in the line of fire in case something drastic goes down.
Yeah, because personal feelings go out. Yeah, because life or death is
Yeah.
the more important part, right?
Yeah,
Especially,
survival of the fittest is definitely going to overtake over
Yeah.
personal opinion,
Personal grievances.
valid and personal
Right.
because like I remember I had to like partner up with this was during AIT whenever I'm like learning about my job, because I was learning mechanic stuff. I partnered up, not even intentionally. The sergeant just picked me and this guy. He partnered me with the person I hated the most in my class. Nonetheless, we had to work together.
Right.
We put aside all our petty little arguments, and then and then when the days went by, then we went back to our like freaking what did we call it? Bickering, bickering at each other whenever we didn't like need to work with each other.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, but you still needed him back when they were battle buddies.
Yeah, just pretty much any peer that's in like your similar rank can be your battle buddy. It's just until they hit the NCO status, which is like sergeant, staff sergeant, sergeant first class, and so on. Because like okay,
no, continue. I'm sorry.
Because okay, E1 to E4, when you're within those ranks, you can consider those battle buddies. But then when you hit NCO, which is E5 to E9, then that's like a different group of battle buddy system that like it's a whole nother thing. It just complex. It gets a little complex and it's just a little simple.
And you said that even though sergeants don't need a battle buddy, they're not required to have one. You say they try to have one anyways?
Yeah, just for their own protections. It's recommended that they have one,
but it's not a requirement because it says once they hit sergeant, they don't need it.
Yeah, but it's like anywhere you go, the rules like vary, because during like in TRADOC it's different. That NCOs don't need a battle buddy. I'm a private or E1 to E4. I'm an E2, but I was an E1 during basic and AIT. So okay, hold on. Yeah, I needed a battle buddy whenever I was in TRADOC. But any NCO that works in a TRADOC area, they don't need a battle buddy. But it's recommended that they have one anyway. When you're in the real army, and like all that training BS is out of the way, like that stuff isn't even like needed. I see sergeants with specialists, which is an E4. Like he's just like walking alongside him, like it's just like they're just coworkers.
Yeah.
Maybe not friends, but coworkers, because like I guess they're going to the same place somewhere to work on something. I don't know. I just see them walking around.
Right.
It gets a little complicated, but like
It sounds complicated, but you get the gist of it.
yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, like you said, not have. I mean, it's necessary to have one, but it's not a requirement. But it's good to have it for your sake of protection in case things.
But I can actually I see the benefit of having one even as a sergeant, because I feel like when you get higher up and like maybe there's like a miscommunication, or like you said, like maybe someone gets sharped or something like that, it's good to have a battle buddy on your back to vouch for you, saying like, hey, this didn't happen, or he
Yeah,
didn't make this
be good.
mistake.
Be
Yeah.
good to have a witness that can back you up in case if you're
Mhm.
in some deep shit and you need someone to at least back you up and verify the facts, pretty much.
Especially
Well,
in this day and age, army or not, it's always good to have someone back you up.
yeah. Like okay, so
Uh-huh.
even though someone could be there to back you up, it's just being on ongoing investigations can still be like career
Okay.
crippling, whether you're wrong or not. So it's still like fucked up.
Because the
Yeah.
accusation, the fact that you were investigated, still sticks. That's
Yeah.
kind of messed up. That people could still, even if they're innocent, just in general, that just an investigation can kind of like ruin a name a little bit. It's kind of crazy to think about, but yeah.
It's not. It's like okay. It's
Mhm.
kind of like with me too, but like it's more than that. Honestly, it's just like out of
Really?
spite. It's more of like fuck you. I don't like you. I want to see you fall, just because I don't like you or the way you talked to me that other day, sort of thing. So I got this over you, pretty much. Even
Oh my
if I
God.
get it's like that. Like it's a more of a spite thing.
Yeah,
Rather
it
than
sounds so.
ra-
Sounds so
rather
like
than
hate.
yeah. Rather than I feel uncomfortable, which that can be the case where it's like
I
I
mean,
feel
of course,
uncomfortable.
there's always the case that it can be true, but I mean, if it's so rapid and it's with so many, like almost everybody, there's obviously going to be some vinegar tasting people who just want to, like, say, hey, this guy did something. So there's also, it's like a bad mix of like truth and like not truth. And that's how things can get mixed up.
Exactly.
Crazy. Yikes.
Yeah,
Well,
truth, lies, and
mhm.
bullshit that shouldn't even be happening. But
Man, let's thank God Amber Heard did not join the military, guys.
yeah, or Ezra Miller too, for that.
Or Ezra Miller. They would have sharped everyone. Oh my God.
There. Okay, so
Yeah.
you wouldn't think that there's females that don't do it because like they're in the military, they need to be serious. No, trust me, there is like that. There's not
Oh
a
my
lot
God.
of them, but there's that one, or like there's those very few. And like this guy told me about it, and he's like he's a holdover over at AIT.
Mm-hmm.
He told me about this one female, and she would she would sharp almost everybody. Like
Okay,
or
there's
like
no way almost everybody could have sexually
well in her
harassed her.
class.
That's clearly a lie.
Well, like in her class, not everybody in the company. That's
well,
like
no, yeah, but just in her class, it's insane.
yeah, it is insane, and it sounds insane, but I believe it. Like, cause I swear to God, every time this guy says something, it ends up true. I don't think this guy needs to lie. It's funny as hell too.
He must be a psychic or some shit, because if he's predicting all the damn sharps, then
Well, he didn't predict it. He just got dragged into it. Like
right.
he got dragged. Like he didn't even like talk to this female at all. But like she just ended up mentioning names other than like the people that she liked or people that she was like somewhat close with, I guess.
God, that's such manipulation though of a system.
Yeah, but she's not part of the army no more, and it's not even because
that's
of
a good
that.
thing.
Yeah, thank God. And plus, she was okay. I'm not gonna get into that. Anyway.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, she's irrelevant, so who cares?
I didn't want to get into it, but I'm just like bringing out good examples, just because like okay, good thing I'm not like part of an example or experienced
Yeah,
it.
it's a good thing that you weren't sharp. That's good.
Yeah, you just stick to what you know best and keep doing your thing, Sam, and I think you'll be okay.
I will say this though, I do think that even regardless of anything, first of all, last question about it. What happens if someone is sharped and like maybe they do believe the sharping, even if it wasn't like I'm sorry, not the sharping, but even if they don't believe that, hey, this person didn't do it, but they believe it. Like, does that person get like, you know, kicked out of the army, or do
No, okay.
they get
So
demoted?
you don't get kicked out or you don't get demoted. You're just under investigation. It's only an issue whenever you're proved guilty. Yet I've heard like it just gets like worse whenever you're like NCO status. Whenever you're
Oh,
accused, like it's not all the time, but it just depends on the case and like the details of the investigation. Like if it's like, oh, this isn't even like worth our time, type of deal, or like this seems really serious, type
I
of
will.
investigation.
I will say for a last thing regarding that, I don't think it's in the best interest of anyone to make up a sharp, because let's say they do get deployed, or like let's say they are in a pickle and like something happens like in a camp. I don't think that, like, let's say they called out like a buddy or like maybe a someone in their company. I don't think they're gonna want to vouch for them or work with them if they got called out or if they've been known to call out people. So that's the part where it gets a little tricky.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's really on like your own expense, really, and the
Yeah,
expense of others, type of deal. Which is exactly why I don't want to do it,
yeah, I get
because
you.
it just makes you look shitty, and I
Yeah,
already make enough enemies along the way. Not that I do it intentionally.
right.
People just hate. You could just be doing your own thing, and people are just haters.
Well,
But
that's just in general in life. Yeah.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
literally, I brought
I think
sunscreen to formation, and this was like on day 1 or day 2 at AIT, and people were like mad that I brought sunscreen for myself and that they didn't have sunscreen. I'm like, I have some sunscreen. If you want sunscreen, just ask me. Like, I don't know. Like, I just straight up said, y'all
What's
sound
the
like a
issue? You
bunch of
could have just
bitches.
or bring your own sunscreen. Like, what the fuck?
Like, why'd you bring sunscreen? Cause it's hot and I'm bald. Cause I just came back from basic training.
Good
Yeah.
God, that is ridiculous.
Sounds like they just wanted to start something just for the sake of it, you know.
Oh man.
I don't know. People are negative as fuck.
Well, no, they always are.
Yeah, people always have a stick up their ass, that's for sure. It is what it is. But other than that, you know, after all of that, you're still enjoying your time in the military despite some of the drawbacks to it, right, Sam?
I mean, there's its ups and its downs, but like I'm just looking at the end of the tunnel, which is
Mm-hmm.
like, you know, work with my unit, actually work in my job. I actually want to do what I was meant to try, like what I was trained to do,
Yeah.
which is my job, and like hopefully I don't deal with anything serious.
Yeah.
All right, hold on.
Well, you seem cool, so I don't. Okay. Well, you know, like I said, in case you seem cool, so I don't think anything bad will happen to you. But I'm glad that you joined the military. Oh, what happened?
He might have to make some adjustments to his.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's using. It's probably his phone, but his stuff.
Oh, okay. All right. I really hope that Amber Heard did not get him. That would suck.
No,
Dude.
she's not worthy of serving in the military. She
Dude,
might try to falsely accuse somebody in that.
I saw the funniest shit. I wish I could show you, but I'm on my phone. There was like someone, I don't know who this YouTuber is, but they did a community post and they showed a picture and it was like an actual Halloween costume, and it was Amber, it was like a photoshopped Amber Heard inside of a poop costume, and it said Amber Turd for Halloween.
She is Amber Heard after all. That's like her new name right there. Okay, so it's not
great.
don't just want to get. Do you mean to say?
Okay, I get you.
Gotcha. Yeah.
All right. Well, man, that's crazy. Again, dude, if you're serving the military, you know, I'm props to you. I'm proud of you. It's cool to have you on. If you come back later, that'd be cool. But how you been, Scotty? You been good?
Yep, I've been good. I've already started working this new job that I got this. Well, I was already hired, but it took a long time for the processing, the background, and all that stuff.
You mentioned that they just started with you this week, I think.
Yeah, I finally started working this week.
Ah, okay.
I thought they were trying to get me in a little earlier because they really needed somebody to be there because I'm doing, mailroom stuff and administrative type of stuff.
Okay, so you're like a
Was-
supervisor?
Not quite a supervisor, but I just work in the. I just get the mail and make note of how many pieces came in there. We're not supposed to open it, but we
Right, 'cause
make
that's
note of what.
private.
Yeah, but despite the
Okay.
fact that it's decent money, I work 8 to 4, and I can take a lunch if I want to. I can take like maybe
8
2
a.m. to 4?
Huh?
8 a.m. to 4?
Yeah, I thought it was going to be 8 to 5, but apparently it's really 8 because the mail closes at 4. But you can work 8 to 5. But
All right.
you work inside of a plant. Actually, that's what this is. And
I finally put some headbuds on.
They have a cafeteria in there too, and I can get food in there if I want. And the food's actually surprisingly decent. And they also do
Okay.
breakfast there.
That's cool.
It's like the plant. It's a plant for like microchips and stuff like that. Or if you want to, if you can actually have like different types of jobs, but this is for a different company within the plant I work for.
So wait, it's a plant for like chips and stuff? Like what kind of chips?
Well,
Like,
like
you mean like
computer
electric chips or
like
computer chips?
Yeah, and you probably would work a clean room area. I remember doing all the hazmat, the hazmat training and the environmental health and safety training, where you have to be, you would have to wear suits and stuff like that to protect yourself.
You wore like a hazmat suit? That's cool. Shit.
Oh
As if
wow.
you're doing that type of work in that field. So
Yeah, but there's no like radioactive zombies, right? Because that would kind of suck.
not that I know of. It's not the type of zombies I see in the movie Warning Sign.
Okay.
If you know what film I'm talking about.
I know the film. I've always wanted to see Warning Sign from the 80s. Because I remember that Matt, Rambo Raff, right?
Yeah, he's talked about
He mentioned that film, and I'm like, oh shit, what is this? And then Scream Factory announced it on Blu-ray, and I never picked it up, but I should do that soon.
Yeah, definitely give it a watch. It's well worth it. And
I hear it's a fun one.
Yeah, it's like the earlier days, pre-Resident Evil, even though we got, the Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, but
yeah,
because it took place in a lab.
Okay.
Except they don't really turn into the horrific zombies you see in Resident Evil.
Right. It's less mutated, that kind of shit.
It's directed by a guy named Hal Hollenbrock. I don't know if he did any more films after that, but I know he worked on like the Star Wars video games. One of them. It was actually an interview with him on the Scream Factory Blu-ray, so it's very informative.
Hey, so Scotty, I'm sorry to interrupt. So
Yeah,
you got like another new job this time, like
the one I started this week. Yeah, it's the one that I make 19 an hour at this job. So
it's like a little bit better than your previous job.
Yeah, because the SCI engineering, it seemed interesting, but I only started up at 18, and I had to go through these certifications to get up to 19. Sadly, the thing was that made me quit is because we were out there on the site. I have to wait till the guys, trying to get all the dirt, leveled and in the ground. We had to go out like late in the midnight hour into a different town. I had to watch concrete get poured in, and I didn't want to do that at that time because I didn't even get off work till like or even leave the site till after 5 or so, and I wasn't going to have much sleep, and I thought, you know what, this job isn't for me, so I ended up quitting.
I mean, yeah,
part of me didn't want me to do it, but I realized I was not going to be liking the job, especially if they're going to have me come in like later.
Is good, right?
What's up?
But this new plant job you just started is good, right?
I like it better.
Okay.
And even despite that, I still want to get a part-time nut job so I can get better funds in my bank. That way I can save enough to a point where maybe I can move and start accumulating accumulating money for, monthly. That way I can
making that moolah.
Yeah, making up for the 3 times the rent if I want the good places, because that's what a lot of other places want, 3 times the rent. I mean, I'm sure they would allow some exceptions because I have pretty good credit, so I think I might be able to get away with one of them. Because, like I said, I was able to figure out if I get this other job, if I make this much money, if I have like over $4,000, per month, like around there, I might be able to afford a place that's like 15-10 or something like monthly, if it's a 1-bedroom apartment, like around 1,500 if I'm able to do that, if I have this kind of money. If I'm making the current money that I have now, I only would be able to get like $988 worth of rent, maybe closer to $1,000 if I'm lucky, especially with inflation up.
Right.
But yeah, that's what I want to do: make enough extra money and just be self-sufficient. That's going to be
always the best. It's always the best thing. Yeah.
and just stay there, do my job, and just keep at it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Heck yeah.
yeah, I was gonna ask if I don't know if you saw you probably haven't seen movies for a while, Sam, but did you see Halloween Ends, Steven, or you haven't?
Oh, that hurts. Fuck that movie.
Oh, you hate that bad?
Ooh, okay. One, it's not just the movie that was bad; it was the theater experience, and I'll talk about that now. Unless someone else has seen it and want to say something first.
So I'm just assuming, like, I haven't seen Halloween Ends. I'm just already assuming it's shit because you can already expect that it ends. Should I just say it? That, like, what happens at the end? Because, like, I don't know what happens at the end, but I do, just because it's Halloween Ends. Like, it just gives it away.
Okay, if you tell us, well, for those who haven't seen the chat, this is your spoiler warning. Skip to later. Yeah, go ahead. Say what you think, and I'll tell you what happens.
Go ahead.
So
go ahead.
So Michael Myers dies, I guess. Finally.
Okay, he does. That is correct. Mm-hmm. But let me tell you something. The movie was one of the most, and look, I'm not an exaggerator. I'm really not, but it really was one of the most painful slasher films I've had to see in theaters. First of all, the fucking theater I was sitting at, there was these kids behind me, and I was nice. Me and my friend were like, hey, can you just keep it down a little bit? Nice and respectful. We said that before while the previews were going, right? They were kicking my chair 3 times. I didn't want to say anything because I did not. It was an hour and 50. It was like 2 hours in my time. I figured I can live with this, but it was horrible. Their flash was on. They kept on making jokes. La. And then on top of that, the movie was shit. The movie was complete garbage. Oh my God. First of all, let me tell you something, guys. How do you feel about having an ending to a trilogy in a Halloween movie where, check it, if you count the amount of times Michael Myers is in the movie, do you want to know how long he's in it? 10 minutes, 15 tops. It's almost 2 hours.
9 minutes or so.
So it's a drag on of a movie.
It is a huge drag on. It doesn't even feel like a Halloween movie. They focus on like this kid named Corey.
Yeah, it's basically a Corey story with Michael Myers in it for a bit.
Yes.
Oh, let me guess. He's the new Michael Myers because his evil carries on.
Bingo. You know what he does?
I haven't even watched the movie. What the fuck?
It's crazy. Yes, it's that predictable.
And somehow Allison becomes attracted to him. But I guess
Allison for some reason is like really like infatuated with him, and the dude's a fucking psycho, which makes no sense.
You know what? And to be honest, to be fair, it seems like most women are these days because they're attracted to this bad boy or rejected type of person in a sense.
But the weird thing is that even if they were, he's not even a tough guy. He gets bullied by the marching band in a high school, and he's an adult.
Yeah, a band. Yeah,
the marching band gets bullied.
No, the marching band.
No, the marching band bullies.
Yeah, I know, but like.
I know,
but, like,
right?
Nerds get bullied, though. That's the thing. So they're getting bullied by the bully. Oh, God. He's getting bullied by the bully.
So this guy's already, like, pathetic. And you kind of feel bad for him in the beginning because he was, like, down, like, a bad path. But he ends up becoming, like, a dick and an edgelord. And Michael, for some reason, takes him under his wing, even though Michael doesn't care about anybody. And there's, like, one scene where this Corey kid... He, like, topples over Michael.
Yeah.
And keep in mind, Michael Myers has fucked up everyone in Halloween films before. They tried killing him in Ends by, like, attacking him like a mob. That didn't work. But
you
Corey
mean Kills, right?
Huh?
You said Ends, you mean Kills, right?
Yeah, no, in Kills, my bad. But, and you know what he does? Corey literally tackles him in the sewer because Michael Myers lives in a sewer in this movie. And he steals his mask for a little bit, for a tiny bit.
Mm-hmm.
And, it isn't until the very end where they decide, okay, the one credit I'll give this film is that they at least tried to end it. They throw Michael into a garbage a car. It's like when you go to like a car wreck, there's like those things that turns off the machine. They throw him in that, and he dies. But it took way too long to get there. Michael Myers isn't even in the movie that much. Corey is a wasted character. The dialogue's horrible. Jamie Lee Curtis turns in a bad performance. It was a bad movie.
She wasn't too bad, I don't think.
She wasn't. Well, watch the movie, and she has some cringy dialogue. Like she tells her granddaughter, "Show Grief your fucking tits" or something like that.
Oh yeah, that was like a woke moment for sure.
No, that was. And then here's where we went wrong. We let Danny McBride write these fucking Halloween movies.
I thought it was only David Gordon. Well, I guess he did write.
No, David Gordon Green and Danny McBride. Yes.
There was like 2 other writers that wrote this.
No, there was 4 writers on this movie. The first Halloween 2018 had 2. Kills, I think, had 3. But Danny McBride and David Gordon Green have been always the first 2 to write these movies. And I don't know who thought it was a good idea to let Seth Rogen's buddy write a Halloween movie. That makes no sense to me. Like, why? This should be common sense.
He should have just stuck to producing.
He should have. And then, honestly, Halloween Ends was so bad, it went past my expectations of how bad I thought it was going to be. It's easily up there for... Let me put it this way. Halloween Ends is so bad, I'd rather watch the Rob Zombie movies, and I hate those movies.
Yes.
I don't really like Halloween 2, so I'll say that it's slightly better, but not by much. But sadly, this was not the worst movie I saw this year. To be honest, the new Firestarter, that was, to me, the worst movie I saw.
That looks to be horrible.
Yeah.
Because for some reason, Zac Efron in a Firestarter movie makes sense to people.
I mean, the acting, I wouldn't say is horrible, but I feel like the characters are just really underdeveloped. And the way it ends, I'm like, seriously, this is how that movie ends? But thankfully, I didn't pay too much to see that movie, because I only saw it once. I can see why it went quickly out of theaters. Yeah, I'll easily take the Drew Barrymore, the 84 one, the 1984 one over the remake any day of the week. This is
just, honestly, Spade, you've made a good choice to not see many new movies this year because there's not been a lot of good ones, unfortunately.
But there's one. There's one. And
Top Gun Maverick.
Steven, I'm sure you heard of it, Sam. The Top Gun Maverick. That's the best movie I saw this year.
Yeah.
I'm not ashamed to say this. I'm not ashamed to say this, but I saw that movie 10 times. Well worth
10 times. Yeah, I forgot. Holy fuck. I've never known someone to see a movie 10 times in theaters. Well, it's a damn good movie, I'll say that.
Well, I saw it for cheap on Tuesdays mostly. That's why I was able to afford it.
So I'm going to assume that you're going to pick it up on Blu-ray when it comes out, for sure?
Oh, yeah, definitely. It's well worth it.
I haven't been to the movie theater. Okay, last time I went to the movie theater was... It was like literally the day before I got shipped out.
Okay.
Oh, really?
And I watched that new Batman movie.
How was it?
Oh, okay. It was long. Okay, it was good, but it wasn't like, oh my gosh, it was good. Like,
I'm kind of in the same camp as you, honestly.
It does drag, I will admit, but I definitely thought Robert Pattinson was actually good, surprisingly enough.
Okay, good movie, just dragged. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And it could have been written a little better, and like it was trying to be more than something that it wanted to be.
I actually agree with most of those points. My main thing is that I love the mood of the movie. I want to rewatch it because I want to give it a better chance, but I love the mood of the movie, but it did not... It didn't feel like it told a story that justified 3 hours. I just don't think that the story needs to be 3 hours long. I think it could have easily been skimmed down by at least 40 or so minutes. I know it sounds excessive, but...
Do you think it should have been like a 2-parter in a way?
I think so. I think the movie, they should have condensed the movie a little bit and made a part 2, like rather than making it 3 hours. Because oh my gosh.
Because I don't know if they're even going to make another one or a sequel to that now.
Well, who knows what's going on at DC? There's so much shit going on.
You mean, WB, especially with the whole Ezra Miller situation. I keep hearing they might cast that.
They're kind of just regurgitating content. Like, I think they just need to take a break.
They do. Warner Brothers needs to say, hey, after we get rid of Ezra Miller, we need to take a break. We need to say, hey, our movies aren't doing so good. Let's take it fucking easy. And let's go down for at least a good few years and maybe not make comic book films. Warner Brothers owns so much more property than just comic books and Scooby Doo. They can make so much more shit, but they don't.
They have
It's kind of
Mortal
weird.
Kombat too.
Huh?
Yeah,
They have Mortal Kombat too.
Yeah, I mean,
Well-
because New Line Cinema was bought out by WB, so
The new Mortal Kombat didn't turn out to be that good, so I don't know. I mean, I think,
Midway Mortal Kombat was the best.
yeah.
Okay, so Steven, dang it, I forgot what I was gonna say.
What's up, man?
Dang it, I forgot what I was gonna say.
Mhm.
Holy crap.
was it something movie related?
It was. Shit.
So Sam, have you heard of the new Top Gun film, Top Gun Maverick?
I've heard of it, and I've heard actually mostly good reviews, so
I
it sounds...
think you'll like it. I think it's a very good movie.
If you've
And
seen the original, Sam, I don't know if you have, like, the original Top Gun.
I haven't. I know. I'm not that cultured,
Well,
and
To be fair, there's a lot of classics I haven't seen, so don't feel left out, dude.
Mhm.
We all take our time with things. It's
Oh,
okay.
oh yeah, Steven, I remember what I was gonna say now.
What's up?
Okay. It reminded me, like, since we're talking about DC and everything,
Yeah.
you know how there's that new Batman game, like the Gotham Knights or whatever the fuck? Like,
Yeah. I've heard of that. Yes.
this is just a go on the rant about just stop with the bullshit, and the quality is just getting shitter, because, like, Arkham Knight and, like, the previous games, like, the graphics and how much time they put into it, into their effects, it's, like, so beautiful, but
Well-
yet, like, with what the work they're putting on, like, the knights and stuff, like, they got Batgirl with, like, that hook weapon, that weapon where, like, you know, just going all over the place, kind of like Spider-Man, except it's that hook gun.
Yeah.
It's like the effects are just, like, shittier, and they just
Well-
like made it less cool.
Yeah, and you know, to be fair, I do own Arkham Asylum and Arkham City. I haven't started Arkham Asylum just yet. I'm getting to it. So I'm not well versed into the Arkham series, but I respect the series because those really started the trends of open world superhero games, and one day I would like to I have Arkham Asylum on Steam. I need to go back and play that. Because I remember I played, like, I think the first level, and I got to the part where you see the cameo of Mr. Zaz. You know what I'm talking about? That one part where it's like you have to, like, knock down Mr. Zaz.
Not really. I don't know too much about it. I just know that the Arkham games, like,
But they put a lot of quality, they put a lot of effort into it. They put a lot of time into making the game mechanics. There's a reason why people say, you know, Arkham-based combat and stuff like that. Hell, Spider-Man for the PS4 was based after the gameplay for Arkham. Whereas Gotham Knights and all this other shit, it just feels like regurgitated nonsense that isn't honed in. Same thing with the films and everything. It just doesn't feel... It feels repeated. It feels rehashed.
So Steven, you played Left 4 Dead, right? Like Left 4 Dead 1 and 2?
I played a little bit of Left 4 Dead. I also have that on Steam. I have Left 4 Dead 1 and 2.
Good games.
Good games.
Good games, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you tried Back 4 Blood?
I know of Back 4 Blood. I haven't tried it yet because I hear it's basically, like, more of the same.
Do not. I'm telling you, do not get Back 4 Blood. You'll just realize how much better the old Left 4 Dead, because it's, like, pretty much like it's like a continuation of Left 4 Dead.
You can pick one of four, you know, people. You have to fight off hordes of zombies, but it's the same gameplay mechanics. Was it also made by Valve?
I think, okay, I'm not sure. I can't really confirm or deny that.
Right.
But okay, so Back 4 Blood might have better graphics, but the effects, like, and the time that they put in it is just shit.
Well,
You're
right.
like,
I'm sure, like, the digital gore effects, I'm sure that the gameplay mechanics aren't up to snuff. I mean, you could have better graphics, but a better game is a better game.
it really is. Okay, so, like, you know how in Left 4 Dead you'll shoot those tombstones and they'll break?
Mm-hmm.
Back 4 Blood, you'll shoot a tombstone, it doesn't break. You shoot furniture, and in Left 4 Dead, like, it starts, like, shattering apart, like, it's really detailed, even though, like,
Yeah,
the
like
graphics aren't that
particle
good.
effects, 2 pieces of paper goes flying. You shoot at wood surfaces, you see, like, little particle effects.
Yeah, you
Not
shoot
so
a
much
TV. You shoot a TV, it actually goes out and like bounces off the wall a little bit. You shoot
Yeah,
a TV.
like spark-
You shoot a TV in Back 4 Blood. It's just still
It's
like
still there.
intact.
Of course, because people don't like putting effort into physics or After Effects in games after you interact with something or shoot at something. They don't. They don't think about the little touches that makes the gameplay fun. And plus, there's still servers for Left 4 Dead. People are still playing Left 4 Dead 2 on Steam. I guarantee it. So Back 4 Blood just seems gratuitous.
It's a big
How old
disappointment.
is Left 4 Dead? Just out of curiosity.
Left 4 Dead is basically a zombie game where you have to fight off. You can play as, there's two of them. You can play as one of
How
four
old is the
characters.
game?
Huh?
How old is the game? How long has it been around?
Oh, I think the first one came out in 2007. The second one was 2009, I want to say.
2009 or 10. But you're
that. They were released on Xbox 360 and PC. And
both great games.
So the games here even 15 years ago are still holding up better than the recent ones, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Trust me, I love playing older games compared to these next gen games.
But I'll tell you what, buying older games is getting expensive. Collecting games.
I've seen the prices go up on the physical games, like the Resident Evil games. I'm lucky that I even got them for the price I did. Otherwise, they were gonna. Some people have been wanting, let's say, $200 or even more.
No, yeah, for the Sega Saturn. For the Sega Saturn, I wanted to collect it because I never had one because I was born in '99. Obviously, I never grew up with the Sega Saturn, but I was like, oh shit, Die Hard Arcade, Nights into Dreams. I want all these fucking games, right? The game disc goes for $100. The game in the box with the manual goes for $300.
Jesus Christ.
No. Well, I blame scalpers, 1, and then 2, I just blame the market. Which is why, even though I love physical media, I game on Steam because it's cheaper, it's better, and as much as I love physical gaming, the market has just skyrocketed way too high. It's like what people are charging for laser. I was on Fabio's stream. He was talking about laser discs, right? And how people want, he said that the 6th day, the laser disc for that was $1,500. Well,
which movie is this?
The 6th day.
You mean the Arnold Schwarzenegger film, The Sixth Day?
He said, well, not $15,000, $1,500.
Still high.
That's pretty high for a laser disc.
So all the Nintendo 64 games, all the Xbox 360 games I got, all the GameCube games I got.
Keep the GameCube games. The GameCube games are going for $800, dude. Keep them.
I got over $2,000 or $3,000 worth of old gaming. Material.
More, depending on if they have the manuals and shit. Keep in mind, when it comes to the physical side of gaming, I don't have as much because, again, it's very expensive. But, yeah, there's a game for the GameCube called Eternal Darkness, Sanity's Requiem. It's $300, I think, used. Could be wrong. Something like that.
300?
Something like that. I've seen. I saw one get sold out that I was watching for $350.
And we're talking on eBay, right?
I should have got that game when it was $15 in a store. I know I should have. I didn't because I didn't have that much money on me at the time.
Eternal Darkness and Gotcha Force, which I hear is actually pretty good. I never played it. Gotcha Force is the most expensive. I think the Pokemon ones are pretty expensive, and I think the only GameCube games that are not expensive are the Metroid Prime stuff for some reason. It's not expensive. Resident Evil 4 is not that expensive. And I think Die Hard Vendetta is pretty cheap. But cheap in the sense of $30, so it's not cheap, but it's average.
Yeah, that's
cheap for GameCube, mind you.
It's at least affordable.
It's affordable. What's odd is that, it's certain systems over other systems. For the PlayStation 2, you can collect okay. You can do okay. You can get at least 20 games and not spend at least $100 for one. You can do fine. But for the GameCube,
that's
going back
gold.
To the generation, the Nintendo 64, good God, you're spending a lot of money right there. And it sucks because I want to get into it, but I can't.
Yeah, because the pre-owned copies are getting high too, huh? And making it
mind you, I'm not talking about in the box.
We're talking about maybe just the game itself, no box or instructions.
Maybe just the game in a jewel case or the game in the cartridge. It's expensive, yeah.
Wow.
You're gonna have to shell out an arm or a leg to get some fucking games. And I'm not exaggerating the prices, maybe a tiny bit, but not by much, really. I saw like a sealed version of, again, Gotcha Force, $600. Boom. That should tell you something right there. Sega CD, forget about it. You're fucked. It is what it is. Physical.
Okay.
Thank God movies have not gone that expensive. I would have gone mad.
Okay, so this is back in 2017.
Go ahead.
Keep in mind, okay, I bought a Resident Evil 3 for the GameCube.
Mm-hmm.
And that puppy was $87 plus tax.
Is this a pre-owned or a brand new copy?
Brand spanking new. You got that new like plastic all
Resident
over
Evil
it.
2 and 3 and I think Code Veronica were re-released on the GameCube, if I'm not mistaken.
I have all the Resident Evil ports for the GameCube.
Yeah, I think those. Because I know you can get the. I think Resident Evil 2 and 3 are the most expensive. I don't know the exact prices on those, but I could say that $87 for the sealed version of 3 isn't too bad at all.
Oh, okay.
But don't get rid of it. Good God, don't. Keep it.
So I got Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 1 on a steal.
How much?
Okay, Resident Evil 1, I like the face value $7 and all that stuff.
Holy fuck!
And then I pay tax, and that's Resident Evil 1 GameCube remake.
Mm-hmm.
And then Resident Evil 2, I paid $22 or $18, I forget. And
that's
then,
also a deal.
Yeah. Resident Evil 4,
Resident Evil 2, since that one's more expensive to get on the GameCube. And you're talking about the GameCube, not the PS1 version, right?
Not the PS1 version, GameCube version.
The GameCube version, okay, just to be sure.
Okay, and then whatchamacallit, Code Veronica, that was like $24.
That's also really good.
And then Resident Evil 0, not the one I kind of cared the least about. Still good, great gameplay, shitty story, but
right.
But nonetheless, great game. I paid like fucking $5 for that game over at a store. Like I physically bought it at a store rather than going online.
Well, that's good because here in Florida we don't have any thrift stores. It's either Goodwill or you're fucked here. I got those games at a store. Get them for sure. Like $8.
I got them at a steal.
Huh?
I got them at a steal. I got them at a steal.
That's
so how much did you pay for them? I missed that part.
Okay, so Resident Evil 0 probably like $8 or $7 over at the store. And then Resident Evil 1, probably like $7 or $5 or maybe even $4. Honestly, it was a dumb low price. And Resident Evil 3, no, not brand new. These were used. Resident Evil 3 was like the brand spanking new, like as if it was untouched or factory made or whatever the hell. Because there was even like some of that new plastic where it's like fresh when you take it off, and I didn't unmask it.
That's the best feeling.
I never unmasked it until like 2 years later. I was finally peeling it off. Alright, I thought I was hearing something coming in. And then and then Resident Evil 2, $20, or a little over $20. Same thing with Code Veronica. Then, okay, yeah, that's about it. Resident Evil 4, I already bought it for $14 whenever before the market was skyrocketing, and I was 14 at the time. Oh. And that disc was one disc is scratched. So I can't even really play the game for that long. So I have it on Switch now.
To be fair, Resident Evil 4 isn't the most expensive, and Resident Evil 4 has been ported to everything.
Yeah, I have it for the Switch now, for my Nintendo Switch.
I don't know how they're gonna. I don't know why they're remaking it. Resident Evil 4, if you just remaster, it's already been remastered. It looks good for a GameCube game. The character models still look good. It still is a fun playing game. I get why they remade 2 and 3, but I don't know why 4. I don't know why they're doing that now.
I feel like it's going to be the best remake because...
You think so?
They put a lot more time in Resident Evil 4 than they did 2 and 3. Because I've been waiting for 4.
Short.
And then same thing with 2. They kind of made it. Resident Evil 2 remake, it's not terrible. And it's not the greatest game ever, but I heard it was a damn good remake. People are disappointed about Resident Evil 3. I need to see about it myself. Because they didn't put this in or put that in. I don't care. Resident Evil 4, I have the highest expectations because that's like.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sorry, I thought I heard someone walk in my room.
Nah, you good. You good.
Like I have the highest expectations because that's my favorite game, and that's the game. Shit, I dropped my mic.
Well, that's the Resident Evil. Well, that is the game that got me into Resident Evil.
Same here.
Yeah. And then I played 7 and I kind of got out of it a little bit because I don't care what anyone says. I do not like 7.
So, okay. I did a speed run recently. This was whenever I was over at AIT.
Okay.
I beat Resident Evil 4 in under 2.5 hours. But this isn't
Resident Evil 4
in under 2.5 hours.
2 hours? Holy fuck, you're good at that game.
But keep in mind this is with like this is like with the Chicago typewriter, not like starting out new.
Right.
The quickest I've ever done it, and I
you're playing this on your Switch, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Quickest I've done it with killing everybody. I've done it like in like 12, 13 hours.
That's good.
That's killing everybody and doing all the upgrades and getting all the loot.
Right.
And killing extra enemies.
Right. And that's like getting all like the hidden treasures and checking the maps and everything.
I don't even need to use the maps.
No?
Like, because I've literally beat that game over 50 times.
Holy fuck. I tried beating it again on PC, but the problem with the PC version is that the PC version, there's like a glitch. Infamous glitch, right if you get off the mining cart section, you have to jump and like mash the buttons to get up off on the ledge.
Yeah.
It won't let me do that.
What's up, Mega G or Robbie? What's going on?
Oh, Mega G. Mega G Zero. What's up, guy?
Yeah.
I've seen him before actually.
Yeah, he's a friend of Quinn's, so.
Yeah. The name's sounding familiar. Yeah. Okay. Glad to have you here. Yeah, because like the mining cart scene where you're supposed to. I keep trying to mash. I did it on a keyboard. I did it on an Xbox 360 controller. That fucker still won't let me go on. I've done it like 5 times. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't know too much about that, but
right.
Yeah, that shit sounds like it sucks.
Yeah,
you might have to get Resident Evil 4 on a different port, unless all you got is.
I either that or I'm gonna have to start from scratch because I know that port has a lot of game stopping and game breaking glitches like that. I know people don't like it, and it's a shame because the PC port's actually not as bad as people make it out to be. It runs at a smooth frame rate. It's fun to play. It's still Resident Evil 4, so.
Yeah, I have Resident Evil 4 on my PlayStation 2, so.
I think with the one thing we could all take away from Resident Evil 4 is we all hate the president's daughter in that game.
Oh, that's one thing they're fixing on the new Resident Evil 4. That's for damn
thank
sure.
God.
Like, yeah, okay. You're still rescuing the president's daughter because that's what makes Resident Evil 4.
Yeah,
Resident Evil 4.
Resident Evil 4.
Are they limiting her dialogue or something?
Okay. They're making her a little more useful. So that's better. Okay, like.
The remake looks sick. Currently playing on Switch with the GameCube. Oh, cool.
Oh, hell yeah.
Just curious. Oh, by the way, I've bought Resident Evil 3 about 5 years ago. Luckily, I won the bid. I only paid like $50 for it.
Do you have like the manual and everything?
Well, yeah, it's still factory sealed. You can.
Oh my God! What?
Yeah.
Yo.
50, yo.
Yeah.
Dude, that is sick.
Dude, that's the first. That's the first time I actually played Resident Evil 3 was on the PS1. Mm-hmm. And my brother had it, but then he ended up giving it to my older brother. I'm like, dude, you should have I would have bought that off him, and he gave it to my older brother for free. I'm like, oh my gosh, but it is what it is.
You should have just stole it from your older brother, dude.
I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I don't steal.
On to the subject of video games. Spade, I know me and Scotty have talked about it. What are your thoughts on game movies?
Oh, like, the Doom movies, Resident Evil movies.
Yes, like games
World of Warcraft.
Yeah. Like movies based off a game.
It's too condensed. They need to make more parts to it just a little bit. But then when it comes to like the series, it's just overdoing it a little bit. It's just like they need to need to make a mini series out of like Resident Evil, if like just for a part, and they need to make it pertaining to the lore rather than just some Hollywood bullshit.
Yeah,
Instead of all that Alice shit that Paul W.S. Anderson decided to put in his fucking movies.
Well,
yes,
at least several of them were entertaining, but I heard the recent one from last year wasn't. Like they made Leon Kennedy a joke in that movie.
Yeah. Leon's the guy that did roundhouse kicks, and they made him a joke. I swear to God, some of the kicks you could do in Resident Evil 4 are so funny.
And they made Chris the guy that can punch boulders and really dumb strong.
Exactly.
In Resident Evil 8, he punches one of the werewolf zombies, whatever the hell you want to call them, and they go flying. Like
fuck?
like whenever you're playing Resident Evil 8, like on the ending, like Village.
Like Village with Ethan.
Yeah, because like you know how you get attacked and whatnot, and like you push them off if you're Ethan. Chris punches them and they go flying, like not like crazy, but like they get launched.
It's Capcom. Everyone has Super Saiyan strength in those games. I swear to God.
It's like he threw the Super Falcon Punch of all things.
What are your thoughts on the Welcome to Raccoon City was funny bad, but the first is one of my favorite movies. Okay, that's cool.
I still have fun memories. I remember
I have mixed feelings on those films. I think some are fun and some are just pretty bad. You know, I have Paul W.S. Paul W.S. Anderson. I think his best video game film was Mortal Kombat, even though it was lacking in a lot of areas. Personally,
which one?
The 90s one.
The 1995 one.
Oh, the original one, not Annihilation.
Not crappy Annihilation. No, God no.
That's actually decent, even though it doesn't like.
Even though they kind of dim.
Yeah.
They kind of it's not R-rated. It's PG-13, but it's still fun. Maybe the CGI has aged.
There are some cool fights in Annihilation, but the problem with Annihilation is they recast everyone. They killed Johnny Cage in the beginning, which I don't like.
A different Raiden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the visual effects, there are a few that was passable. You can tell it's like something happened with them, and they just look horrendously bad.
Shao Kahn's outfit in that game is horrible.
Shao Kahn sounds like a freaking royal crybaby.
He does. I honestly thought that, when they should have done a game based off Mortal Kombat 9, movie based off Mortal Kombat 9. That would have been awesome.
Okay, the cartoon movie, like I'm not gonna say it was complete dog shit, but how
Revenge was awesome.
Yeah, that was the good one. But then whenever they made the second one, like it's just like they kind of
they didn't do it good.
Like they kind of just rushed it. They kind of rushed it, and they made it like they made it into Mortal Kombat 9 and 10 too quick without much of. Yeah.
Which is a shame since Mortal Kombat 9 is one of my favorite storylines in the franchise.
And Robbie believes Paul W.
Do you know that's the only major Paul W.S. Anderson film I haven't seen is Event Horizon?
It's definitely worth checking out for sure.
I got the recent live action Mortal Kombat. I don't know. In my opinion, they kind of fucked it up when it came to Kano, Mecha G. I did not like the way they portrayed it.
It was entertaining. I mean, it's definitely no masterpiece. And yeah, Cole is meh.
I like
Scorpion. I felt like he should have been in the film more. And Sub-Zero was actually, at least like the costume was nice looking and it resembled like the old school days of like the mass Sub-Zero.
Hey, so did they make Kano a semi-decent fighter, or was he just like a complete jobber?
Well, here's the thing, they kind of made it out like in the beginning that he was one of the many chosen ones, but then he betrayed them, and then he just, he got his ass too quickly beaten by Sonya, even though I know, yes, they have a rivalry, but it was a little bit too quickly. And I don't know, I just didn't feel like they portrayed his character very well. And the way they just introduced Melina as just like a minor henchman is just like a little bit lame, because how can you introduce Melina without like having her heavy into the story with Katana? Doesn't make sense. But that's just me.
Okay, here's one thing I can't stand about Mortal Kombat. They need to put a little bit more emphasis on the jobbers, that like they're just more than just jobbers. At least there's something of a challenge.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, I get Kano's a mercenary, but he's a fighter. Like, hello. I see where you're coming from there. And then, yeah, no, and I probably shouldn't bitch about this because unfortunately this is just the modern industry, but I don't care. I hate it. The CGI blood in that movie was awful. I know that was probably going to be inevitable, but I mean, come on, man. I'm not a fan of CGI gore in almost anything, so I didn't like that
That's
in the new Mortal
understandable. It's
Kombat.
too obvious at times. So
It is. I definitely like the '90s Mortal Kombat the most, and
Oh,
looking back,
my mom loves that movie. She's not even like a video game fan, but
she likes it.
she loves that one.
That's
Like
interesting because it's crazy to think that most, yeah, because it has that appeal that even if you're not a video game fan, it feels like you're invited into a video game. That's the kind of movie it is. And that film, I know I'm going to sound like a hypocrite. Yes, there is some bad CGI when it comes to all this shit with
it had a good
Reptile,
story
but
and good choreography.
there's
yeah,
some
it
good
was definitely a
choreography.
simple story to follow, and like Sam said, good choreography and
Good
And the
scripts
soundtrack was
too.
awesome to that movie.
The Goro mechanical Goro, that was at least physical. That was at least real.
No, they worked hard on that suit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they,
There's
there's like,
practical. It was
a
at
lot
least
of
in camera.
puppeteering with his arms and shit. It
Mhm.
was old school filmmaking, one of the last of it. And, the soundtrack to the movie is amazing. It's like they took the original
soundtrack
arcade
definitely
theme and just
elevated to a
amped
whole
it
new
up.
level.
And it's like Mortal Kombat. Like they took the
Especially
original
the very
arcade
opening.
theme and said, fuck it, we're going to have more rock and roll and techno, and it's going to be awesome.
They did a great job of mixing those elements together, especially from the
It was
very
the
beginning.
'90s.
It was the
And they
90s,
put-
so everything had to be rock and roll and techno to be fair, but it was awesome.
And they put work into it, and like they were actually enjoying it, not just some like,
No,
let's
it
try to
gives you, like,
squeeze some
fact-
money.
Okay, now that would be interesting.
Yeah.
That would be interesting. Because I do like, the director of the Raid films. I love the Raid films. I want them to get the guy, not the guy from the Raid films. I want them to get, I don't know how to pronounce his name, Timo Tijuanta, who did The Night Comes For Us, which is an amazing fucking action movie. Huh?
Not familiar with them.
Okay. Go on Netflix, watch The Night Comes For Us. It's literally like the Mortal Kombat movie in terms of violence, not obviously story related at all. But in terms of like hardcore martial arts, bloody violence, it's probably the most sick one I've ever seen. And yes, I agree, Mecha G0, he does. So yeah, they need to get like a raid style Mortal Kombat movie. That'd be pretty sick. I'd love to see it. But so far, outside of Mortal Kombat, my favorite video game movie is Sonic 1 and 2, hands down.
Oh shit! They're making like a new Mortal Kombat movie where it's like Kenshi, where it's based off Kenshi now.
That'd be cool.
Like that's actually what they're doing. It's like the cartoon one, off like the Scorpion's Revenge and the or Battle for the Realm. I'm not sure. I forget the names.
I believe it's called Battle for the Realms. I want to say. I think I could be wrong.
I know it's the second one, but I know you know what I mean. But
yeah,
like,
yeah.
It's like I don't even know if it mentions Kenshi's name. It's like it's a new cartoon Mortal Kombat movie, and it's about Kenshi. Sick.
I gotta check it out.
I like it when they do side characters as the main character, kind of like when they did Sub-Zero Mythologies for like on the 64. I don't like.
How
okay,
is that game? I've heard so many mixed things about it.
It's not bad. I actually like it. There's actually like story to. Okay, PS1. It's like live action video, like cutscenes.
Yeah, it's like an FMV kind of game.
Yeah, and like you can tell it's like kind of funny get up costumes, but it's the Mortal Kombat story and whatnot, and like little cheesy, but it's it's Mortal Kombat 90s and all that. But on the 64, it's just like like you just read the screen and that's the cutscenes pretty much.
Oh, that's lame. So the PlayStation version is the way to go then, if it's the cutscenes.
It's pretty cool. It's more enjoyable. It's like a mini movie, pretty much.
But what I like, because I've seen some of the cutscenes of that game, what I like is that they go into detail on Sub-Zero's clan, because I know his clan's kind of like an asshole clan, even though they didn't destroy Scorpion's family. They were still kind of dickheads that worked with Shinnok and all that kind of shit. So I definitely want to check out that.
Welcome to the stream.
Hello. So I
And
definitely
you know-
want to check out, that game. But yeah, no. I'm glad to hear someone talk about it, because I've been curious about that spin-off game, and I've just been hearing so many things left and right. But is it still a fighting game?
Yeah, like, okay, I think most people don't enjoy it, but there's, like, that good amount of people that actually do enjoy that game. I enjoyed Mortal Kombat Mythologies. Everybody else that I knew, they're like, nah, I don't care about that game. I'm like, you know what? Like, I don't know, just different strokes for different folks, I guess.
Yeah, different strokes for different folks. What works for some people doesn't. There's always a charm to full motion video games in the 90s. It's charming. I think that it's charming that they actually tried to film cutscenes. Top Gun map, yeah, dude,
Oh, so
go for
it's
it.
coming out Blu-ray this Tuesday.
This Tuesday?
Interesting. I thought it was coming
I'm gonna have
out
to shell
later.
the money for it.
Maybe, yeah. But
I'm
hey,
gonna have to buy that now.
well, I'll wait till like Black Friday, then I'll probably buy it since it'll be cheap.
Actually, that's a good point. It'll be cheaper. Well,
Okay.
boys, I hate to do it to you, but it's getting late. I'm gonna head to bed.
Yeah, it's probably like midnight your time, I assume, since you're.
Yeah, it's 12:46 where I'm at right now.
Yeah, same here for me. I'm on East Coast time. I'm not leaving right now, but I will be leaving soon. Just
Scotty,
with a few closing
it's always
statements.
a pleasure to talk to you, man. I'm glad I can make it to the stream.
Yeah, I think this is the first time you actually came on. So
This is the first time I actually came on. Sorry, I just got the notification now. I'm like, oh shit, I haven't talked to
I know
Scotty.
it was an unexpected live stream. I was trying to decide what I was going to do. I was either going to do one that was specific to Halloween ends, but we kind of covered that. But maybe I might do an even bigger discussion of why, what are your true thoughts and why you're not a fan. Or
I would love to go into detail with you on how much I hate Halloween Ends. I promise you that, okay, before I go to bed, let me tell you guys something. If you want to hear my thoughts on Halloween Ends in the next live stream, be prepared for some vulgarity to be involved. Now, one thing I will say is that even though I don't like Halloween Ends, if someone does like it, that's okay. We're all allowed to have different opinions, of course. I'm not. I believe in difference of opinion. I just personally hate the film myself. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? But regardless, Scotty, I'll see you next time. And what's your real name, dude?
Sam.
Sam? Okay. Dude, I really enjoyed talking to you first time. Cool guy. Do you have a YouTube channel? Is it named after this?
Yeah, that's my channel. I haven't posted in over a year, but I'll probably get to it in a while.
Doesn't matter. I'll give you a subscriber. I'll
Heck yeah,
subscribe.
thank you.
he's got a pretty good amount. He's over 700, I think, or 760.
Nice.
It's more than me, and definitely more than John for sure. So.
Well, it's definitely more than me. I'm at fucking 3.
I'm more of
I
a
haven't
gaming
watched
channel.
those.
I'm more of a gaming channel too, rather than movies. But
I like both, so there you go.
Heck
Yeah, that would have been nice, Mega G. That would I heard that.
Stop it! I'm sorry, I had to do the Adkins. I'm sorry. Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it!
That's what he should have said to David Gordon Green in the
No,
conversation.
you should have called David Gordon Green over the phone. Be like, don't do the test grading. Stop it! Stop it! Stop it now! Stop it! I'm on my phone. It's a little bit harder for me to do so. So I can't really do that right now. However, next time I will post a link. Just type in Stephen Rod. It should be easy to find. If you see a tutorial on how to clean a toilet, again, that was for a class project, so don't worry. It's cringy, but I had to make it for college. And then my short film's on there that I did with my buddy. So
oh hell yeah!
Yeah, not the best short film, but I'm not really the best filmmaker, to be fair. I just did a few classes. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good night.
Man, it's good talking to you.
Remember, stop it!
No, it's stop it. Stop whining.
Stop it.
All right. Thanks for stopping by, Steven. Appreciate
worries.
it. Have a good night and sleep well, okay?
Okay.
Alright, so Scotty, I just have a few closing statements. So
Okay.
you know how you're talking about the Top Gun movie and whatnot?
Yeah.
Maverick or whatever?
Yeah, Top Gun Maverick.
So currently, oh no, I'm not gonna say much about it. So just a little fun fact about like Top Gun.
Mm-hmm.
It actually helped it actually encouraged people to join the Navy because that's what he is, like, right, like a Navy pilot.
Yeah, that's apparently it's what helped. Yeah, back in the day, people would join the military, specifically the Navy, because of that film, because they wanted to have that, that edge, or that lifestyle, that little cocky confidence that Maverick had. So, but it also, sometimes you go through, things in life where you might have to, be less cocky and be, learning and growing. That's what the military is. It teaches you fundamentals and
Yeah. Okay. So
team leadership and stuff like that, and learning how to, really have each other's backs, and just, you got to work as a team. If you try to work as an individual, you're gonna be always, you're gonna be like, what, considered almost worse than the enemy, or you're just
that's what you call in the military a shitbag. And that's what you call in the military a shitbag.
Oh, really?
Yeah. People that that like we call them like, oh my god, like you're such an individual. Like whenever you're not doing what everybody else is doing, or like it's like, oh my gosh, this guy, like, you think you're special. Like what the military preaches is fairness.
Mm-hmm.
Like if everybody's doing it, we're all doing it, and if you're not doing it, you just look like an asshole. That's what it is, pretty much. Everybody's working out, and like everyone's doing PT, and you're just like not wanting to do PT. Like there's exceptions. There's a profile where you get hurt, and there's certain exercises you can't do. Okay, that's fair. But like if you're capable, physically capable, and you're just like not putting in, like, trying to put in the same amount of effort, you just look dumb, or not even dumb. You just look like a piece of shit. That's the military summed up, summarized.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for the individual, but hopefully that individual will learn, and learn to put the team first rather than his or her own interests. But
Well, some learn, some don't, and it's just it's just sad. More
why
on their
eventually we
end.
get kicked out.
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
Discipline.
oh yeah. Trust me. There's corrective training, which is you're doing physical workouts and you're just going through physical pain because you did something wrong, or there's punishments, which they're just doing paperwork, and you do not want to go through paperwork. Yeah, snowflakes.
That's a good way of putting it. Originally, I was going to ask you, Sam. I don't mean to get off topic, but did you ever play Mortal Kombat Sub-Zero Mythologies at one point? Or
Oh yeah, I love that game. I just never beat it because like I had a hard time with this. It was just the puzzles, the fighting. I can get that done and whatnot, despite how many times I died. I just kept on pushing. It was just this one freaking puzzle thing where you're in the nether realm and it's the elevator system and the keys and whatnot. And like I had all the keys, but it's not letting me go up. So I think there's something wrong with the cartridge itself, or there's something that I gotta press. And it's like on the 64. I don't know. It's fucking frustrating. But the game is great. I'm not gonna let one little one little brick wall just tarnish like that greatness of that game. No matter how much I hated that like stopping point. Oh, I want to play Elden Ring. I just never got into it. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Dark Souls, but I did a stream on it where you're like you see me with the sword killing like zombie-like creatures. I'm not sure if you remember. It was a long time ago. I was like 19 at the time playing that shit. Dark Souls, Bloodbound, Sekiro. I never played Bloodborne. It looks pretty sick. It reminds me of It reminds me of like Jack the Ripper time era, whatever. But it's just Dark Souls, except I don't know. But yeah, Dark Souls is cool. Other people don't like Dark Souls 2 that much because it's not canon, but I don't know. I like it anyway. Dark Souls 1 looks like the best one. Dark Souls 3. I'm sorry, Scotty. What? Oh yeah, I answered your question, but yeah, um, yeah, Mortal Kombat Mythology, the Sub-Zero Mythology was pretty good. Dark Souls 3 was my favorite. Honestly, yeah, it's a great game. I like it better than 2, that's for sure.
Hmm.
But Scotty, do you know Mortal Kombat Armageddon?
Uh, that sounds familiar, but
If not Armageddon, Deadly Alliance.
I've heard of I've probably heard those games, but I never got a chance to play them.
Oh, okay. Both great games.
Sure, they're good.
Okay, Deadly Alliance, not exactly my favorite. There was Shaolin Monks. That's like one of my all-time favorites because it's co-op in the story. Kung Lao and uh, Liu Kang. Then there's dang it. Oh yeah, Armageddon's my favorite because you literally have like all the Mortal Kombat characters, like the whole roster,
Hmm.
and you get to design your own character, and you get to create your own moves or your own combos, which is so cool about it.
That's nice. I never knew you can do that in a Mortal Kombat game. Create your own character.
Not the greatest conquest, but like it was still enjoyable. And like this is during the dark ages of Midway. Like I think it was I think that was like the last Mortal Kombat game by Midway, I think. I could be wrong. I'm not sure. Cuz I know I'm not sure if they count Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe as Mortal Kombat 8. I could be wrong. I don't know. I'm pretty sure Mecha could correct me on that. I need to look it up. I'm so interested in this stuff. But yeah, it's late. I gotta go to bed. Yeah, it's the weekend, but there could be some early events that I do not know about. I'm finally free. Oh, man. But you have a good night, Scotty.
All right, thanks, Sam. Thanks for stopping by. It was good talking to you, and congrats on everything that you've accomplished. You've worked for it.
Alrighty, Mecha, you enjoy work. Sounds like you're working late, man. Oh, sounds like a rough shift, but you know what? You keep grinding. Everybody keep doing good. And this economy sucks. Save money. Alright. Survival of the fittest. Peace out.
That's what I'm going to do. Peace out too, man. Alrighty, well, that was Steven and Sam. Living life and surviving just like I am. What can I say? Oh, yeah, I do 2 to 10:30 p.m. Yeah, I was wondering what your shift was like. So it's probably what time is it right now? Like 9:58, maybe 10. Okay, yeah. See ya, Mecca, or I'll just call you Robbie. That is your name, so call you Mecca or Robbie, whichever you prefer. I guess it doesn't matter. But yeah, let's see. I don't know who else is going to pop in, but right now I'm going to go ahead and brush my teeth, but I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. Doesn't look like anybody's come in. Maybe I should end the stream myself, but hey, you never know. Maybe it's because other people are live streaming too. I'm checking to see if my Cowboys family. Okay, there they are. How come it never popped up? Okay, weird. Okay. Alrighty, well. Maybe I'll give it a few more minutes, see what happens. If not, I'll probably go ahead and end the stream. I think people are already wanting to go to bed. But yeah, this was an interesting little hangout. Maybe I'll make a announcement for the Halloween Ends and the honest thoughts on that movie and how it's, I guess you can say it's like the last Jedi of the Halloween films. It's funny how Halloween Ends decides to, end on that note. But yeah, it is what it is. Okay. I see that my Cowboys family is streaming. This definitely will be interesting. I made a little Cowboys video on how I feel about this upcoming game. I guess we'll see what happens when the Cowboys face the Bears, without Elliott. We'll see how that defense is going to play out, especially a few injuries. And potentially maybe another new starting corner. Yeah. Doubtful looks like anyone's going to come on in, so I'm going to go ahead and just probably end it right now. It's midnight. Should get going. But thanks for the people that stopped by. It's cool, chilling with Stephen and Sam and all the people in the chat like Robbie, Liam, Postka Bob. Thank you all for stopping by. It's nice. But yeah, now apparently someone else is watching, but that person might be in and out. So I guess for curiosity's sake, I'll see who this is. But if that goes to... Yeah, I'm sorry I was late, Scotty. Catch you next time. Okay. It's cool, Mac. No worries. Maybe you might catch us talking about Halloween Ends, and maybe you might chime in your thoughts on that along with me and Steven. Maybe Zero Cool if he gets around to it. We were supposed to do something last week, but nothing came of that because of his internet issues, and plus he was up in the mountains somewhere, so yeah. I did upload a video on what I think about what's going to happen in this next Cowboys game. Okay, you're down? That's cool. Yep, we better put the Care Bears away, that's for sure. I have a lot to say about that movie. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure everyone else does. I know Rambo Ralph for life definitely does. But yeah. Okay, well, I'm gonna probably end it and probably stop by my Cowboys family stream to see what they're talking about. Well, I know what they're going to be talking about. They're going to be talking about the game against Chicago and our injuries and Zeke Elliott not playing in this game. So yeah. All right, I'm going to go ahead and end this. Thank you all for stopping by, and I guess we'll catch you later. Take care and have a good night, my fellow YouTubers.